Okay, chapter 26 of the book of Numbers. Okay, fourth book in the series that Moses has put together for us. So in this chapter, Moses and Eleazar count the Israelites on the plains of Moab near Jericho. The males 20 years and older, excluding Levites, total 601,730. Only Caleb and Joshua remained from those numbered at Sinai. So this is kind of have a retrospective here for a little bit. Verse 1, it came to pass after the plague that the Lord spake unto Moses and unto Eleazar, the son of Aaron, the priest, saying, remember, Aaron has passed away. Eleazar, his son, has taken over the high priest position. So verse 2, this is the revelation. Take the sum of all the congregation of the children of Israel from 20 years old and upward throughout their father's house, all that are able to go to war in Israel. So oftentimes they counted this and they use this as the count of the children of Israel, but they're mainly counting the men who are able to go to war, basically, and fight. So if we take that number and probably add, like, times it by 3, we're getting closer to what it possibly was that the number of children of Israel was like. So verse 3, Moses and Eleazar the priest spake with them in the plains of Moab by Jordan near Jericho, saying, so now this gives us some reference to where they're at, of course. They're in the plains of Moab. Now Moab was on the, if I remember, it was on the east side of the river Jordan, east side of the Dead Sea and the Red Sea as well. North of they were over more by the Dead Sea, basically, more, not so much the Sea of Galilee. So the east side of the Dead Sea, and they're near the town of Jericho. Now Jericho is going to be a key town that we're going to hear about in a couple more books when we get into with Joshua. So this is what they're told to tell the people. Take the sum of the people from 20 years old and upward, as the Lord commanded Moses and the children of Israel, which went forth out of the land of Egypt. Reuben, the eldest son of Israel, the children of Reuben, Hanok, of whom the family come. So now they're kind of going through and talking about these. These are the numbers of the Reubenites. These are the numbers of these people. These are the numbers of these people who came in here. The sons of Eliab and Newell and Dathan and Abiram. This is that Dathan, the Abiram. So they're kind of reminding you, these are some of the people of Reuben that had apostatized and they were killed, and remember all this stuff. When the earth opened up her mouth, swallowed them up together with Korah. That company died. The time the fire devoured 250 men, and they became a sign. Notwithstanding the children of Korah died not. The sons of Simeon after their families. So now they give the list of the Simeonites. And the children of Gad after their families. And so they're going through and doing this. I'm not going to read all of these. Sons of Judah that went through here, and the sons of after, Issachar and all these other ones. Let's see, Zebulun, and the sons of Joseph after their families were Manasseh and Ephraim. So this is how these are the different families that are coming together, basically. So sons of Ephraim, let's see, the families of Ephraim were numbered. Sons of Benjamin were numbered. So if you want to read all of these, you are more than welcome to read all these. Just for the sake of our time in here, I'm not going to read through every one of these, basically. Okay, verse 50. So verse 51, these were numbered of the children of Israel, 600,000 and 1,730. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, unto these the land shall be divided for inheritance according to the number of names. To many thou shalt give the more inheritance, and to few thou shalt give the less inheritance. To every one shall his inheritance be given according to those that were numbered of him. Notwithstanding the land shall be divided by lot. According to the names of the tribes of their fathers they shall inherit. According to the lot shall the possession thereof be divided between many and few. So they numbered them because they numbered them to know how strong are we for war. But then they said, okay, the real reason we're going to do this is actually to help understand how are we going to divide up? How many people do we have to divide the land among? So each tribe gets a land of inheritance, and then inside that tribe, each family gets land as well for their stuff. So tribes that have more people tend to get a little bit more land. Tribes that have less people get less land, basically. Now, verse 57, these are they that were numbered of the Levites after their families of Gershon. So now they're listing the tribe of Levi and their families. Now, remember, this is important, okay? The Levites don't get a land inheritance. And I believe they're probably going to talk about that here in a minute. But that's one difference with the Levites. Let's see. So we actually get a little bit more information here. This is found. These are the families of the Levites. The name of Amram. So Amram is a man in their house, and he married Jochebed, the daughter of Levi, whom her mother bare to Levi in Egypt. And she bare unto Amram Aaron and Moses and Miriam their sister. So we get a little bit of the family tree in there. And then we go through Aaron and his descendants as well. And those were numbered of them 23,000, all males from a month old and upward, for they were not numbered among the children of Israel, because there was no inheritance given them among the children of Israel. So again, the Levites don't get an inheritance of land. Okay, they are the priesthood bearers, so they get the responsibilities of dealing with the tabernacle of congregation, with the temple basically, and the priesthood ordinances. But they are actually given cities among the different inheritances of the other tribes where they are allowed to live. Basically, they don't technically own the land, but they are given, the other ones divide up some of their inheritance so that there's a city for the different tribes of Levi, different families, I should say. Verse 63, these are they that were numbered by Moses and Eleazar the priest, who numbered the children of Israel in the plains of Moab by Jordan near Jericho. But among these there was not a man of them whom Moses and Aaron the priest numbered, when they numbered the children of Israel in the wilderness of Sinai. So remember, they did this exercise after they came out of Egypt. They got up to this area, in this same area basically. But back then, the Moabites and the Edomites and them, they were nice to the children of Israel. So they let them through. They got close to the promised land. Remember, Moses sent 12 spies into the promised land. They all came out. 10 of the spies basically told everybody, this isn't going to work. These people are giants. There's no way we can survive this. This is a bad idea. And so remember, they got cursed. The whole children of Israel basically were wicked. They wouldn't have faith in God, basically. And so that's when they began wandering through the desert for like 38 years. And then they came out and came up here to get ready to go back there. So they were told, out of all the adults in Israel, that none of them would survive. Basically, they would all be kicked out. So all the wicked ones would die before they got to go into the promised land. So now when they numbered them and they looked at the names of the people, they realized that outside of Moses, outside of Joshua, and I think there was one more, Caleb was another one. So Caleb was probably a pretty righteous guy as well. Outside of those three people, Moses, Joshua, and Caleb, they are the only adults alive that were there at the beginning of that journey in the desert. So everybody else has died. They're all gone. So the adults that are there now were the children 38 years ago. They were either not born or they were the children 38 years ago when they started that journey. So now they've kind of come full circle and they're back to getting ready to go to the promised land. So verse 65, for the Lord said of them, they shall surely die in the wilderness. There was not left a man of them save Caleb, the son of Jephunneh, and Joshua, the son of Nun. And of course, Moses was there too. So interesting that the Lord's prophecy was fulfilled, basically. That this is a whole new group of people in the children of Israel that's different than the ones that were there the last time they got this close to the promised land. So pretty fascinating. Thanks for watching. We look forward to seeing you in the next chapter as we get ready, as they're preparing to go to the promised land.